Hello and welcome to a new video of TLS Shariyama from SFR. I'm being here with two friends that just helped me to set up the video. It is Yetfir from my SFR community guild on SFR. It's a training guild about learning how to blob fight and everything. Welcome for everyone. If you're from SFR, maybe try to come to the guild and contact me. And on the other side we have Shiva. It's a member of my stream, supporting my stream a lot and being here to help some siege and preparing this video for you guys. So a cheer out for these guys for helping me, especially because it's very late for me now and also for them. I made a poll and people wanted to know a bit more about siege placement, and people wanted to know a bit more about how to defend in outnumbered situations, for example a tower, a keep or something, without having a Zerg or with delaying. So we decided to go to Bay. This is the Bay on our home BL today, so we will go start on the outer. What we see here, for example, I didn't throw that down. That is the first mistake that I want to point out on you guys. This AC is not thrown from the back. So basically, if you throw siege from the back, like I did here, for example, or I did also here, these ACs are very hard hittable. And since the torch got nerfed, they just can get hit by, for example, a ranger or an elementalist that are doing meteor showers. So it's harder to hit for enemies. I also throw them behind this, for example, V, so enemies have a longer distance between the normal wall and between themselves, so the siege will hit longer until they clear it. This siege here is really easy hittable if the enemies are stacking in this corner for a lot of classes to just bomb it. I think even a shade from a necro can hit into this area. I think a shade can hit this. I'm not on the scourge right now, but I think a shade can hit this. Okay, let's start from the outer sides. So we have cannons here. Well, cannons are a pretty good defensive option. For example, if the enemies are not paying attention and they are building siege on top here, for example, what we can do, my friends can use, for example, the other cannon. We can go here and just DPS on them while they are building some ballistas or catapults in the back with our cannon. Furthermore, the cannons are also hitting 50 people, means 50 people are getting either chilled, bleeding or damage. So cannons can be something that can be very strong, especially also, for example, the enemy Zerg is pushing here on your commander and you are on a ranger or something, you want to support because you cannot relock or something, then just hit with the cannon on the people. 50 people getting hit with the cannon can be very strong on that point. Just care about it, the cannons can be cleared really well. When you have Iron Guard in your building, you have no hardened siege, means the siege can get cleared really well. And if you don't have stability or something, or a lot of HP and toughness, it can be hard to survive there because they will pull in damage on the cannon. So care about that. Furthermore, we build an AC here that is also a bit too deep on the left side. It should be about the marker here where I am, that it is perfect in the middle, but you can also stay there. So you're very hard hittable from the bottom, and you can just turn your screen out and use your AC on the enemies that are incoming, either on the siege close the wall or further on the opponents, or they're building catapults here. So that's depending on to you. This AC is got thrown here from the bottom, so it is further in the back and harder hittable for enemies that wanna bomb the siege away. The oil, when we have here something, when they are building rams here, you can have the burning shell, then you have a reflect. They cannot stop you from doing something at that point if you have stability. So if you have stability or something, just put the utility skill with stability and hit the rams with burning. The burning of this oil is hitting like a truck. It can be very annoying and it will delay people and it will force people to use their cooldowns and heals. At that point, the enemies can just die from a push from the commander from your side because they used a lot of their cooldowns already. Furthermore, I want my people, please, you can use the catapult and the trap now, please. If you want the trap, please, with a cow, and the catapult with a normal shot. So it would be good if you guys would use it really quick and I can show it to the people. So the catapult on the gate, if they throw rams too close, is something. If people throwing rams too close, then this catapult shot can knock back people from the rams. So basically, I can show you that really quick. Now there is a cow also coming, hopefully, from my friend here. If you're throwing, you have a ram, you have a circle around the ram, right? So people think they have to throw the ram here inside. That is hittable from the catapult. So if you're here, you're getting hit from the catapult shot or the trap shot, and then you're getting knocked back. So if they are hitting that, you're getting knocked back at that point. If you wanna build some siege on a wall like this, what you're going to search for is that the circle of your ram is like slightly away from the gate, like this, for example. You can go even a bit more. About this, the range is for your ram, so it cannot get knocked back because the knockback range is here and the cow is also there, and you can stay and take the ram from the far back from here, and you're never getting knocked back, for example. And it's also good if you're, for example, throwing rams. Also, you can also throw them deeper on the sides. So never throw them in front. Here, for example. Never throw them straight in front. Always throw them, please, from the side to attack on that point. Just to mention that really well. So use the circles and put the siege correctly, that you're not getting knocked off and that you can siege something properly. Also, if you're sieging, always use reflection shields or something that the enemies cannot disable you, and always pressure on the wall, please. Even when there is siege hitting. Okay, so we're having cows here now, so people getting drained, we're having knockbacks now, that is the best what we can do. Furthermore, if you are on a guardian and you cannot disable them, or you are on another class that has a reflect, you just go down behind the gate, guards can go F3, and put a reflection on the gate. So everyone that is 1-1-1 in the gate beside the rams that you disabled will get the damage reflected to themselves. So that the gate takes no damage when you reflect it, you can delay them a lot, and they take damage and they need to use heals and cooldowns. And a lot of pucks are very, very dumb and they have to do that. So that is something that is very interesting for people maybe to start delaying. Also, you can go and suicide on catapults, you can disable them, you can try to snipe some people, etc. depending on what you're doing. But it's always good to do something and instead of doing nothing. Okay, furthermore, we have, for example, a mortar here. I think everyone knows how to use mortars. Mortars can be hit from the bottom pretty hard. For example, for people that don't know it, Scepter 2 of Scourges is working on mortars, so please use it on mortars to clear them. It helps a lot by clearing them. The mortar can do a fire field or a knockback for you guys, so it can be very annoying for the enemies and they have to clear it, so you're buying a lot of more time for your Zerg when they are not building shield gens or they are not clearing them for you. So you can buy a lot of times and you can go into that kind of stuff. So what you can also do, for example, if you know the outer is breaking, what I do a lot, for example, when I know the outer is breaking soon, I will place one supply trap here, and I will place a further supply trap a bit further, and maybe a third supply trap even further. So people, if they run in and they got drained already by our cow from the trap here, they also lose supply by just going over the supply traps, and then they come in and have no supply anymore. That can be very, very good for you and delay the enemies even more by not building any more siege. Okay, then we have a trap here. This trap and this AC here are really, really good things. First, this trap cannot be hit by anyone from outside. Second, the AC not too. This trap now can hit anything what is catapults here in front. It can also be used as a cow to the right side if you're aiming it correctly. And if, for example, enemies are really wanna cuttering the outer here from that cliff, their trap can hit to this cliff with trap shots. Well, even when they are using then shield gens or something, it will take a while, but it is usable to hit. And if you're building siege on a supply depot, also ACs cannot be targeted from outside, so the siege will be safe, you will be safe, and you can hit targets. You just need to learn how to aim correctly, that you're damaging enemies. Pretty important. Also, if you see it here, this AC is very far back. It's very hard to hit. Even Meteor Shower is hitting this AC just once per time. So basically, when they try to clear that here from outside, the AC here will never die that quickly, and you can shoot at least like 10 times or something from it until they clear it. If they are not too good at it, they can also die on that, for example. I didn't throw that many ACs here right now because I didn't want it to overcome it, but it is what it is. So thank you again to you two for building all that siege, because it's a lot of stuff and it would take a while to build that alone. You have another cannon here. Sometimes people forget that to clear. Okay, let's imagine they are breaking in, we got wiped and everything, and we have to fall to inner now. Okay, so basically enemies, the first thing they do, they are breaking everything, they're clearing the siege. And then they wanna build catapults here. Or they are breaking this wall and have catapults outside. What we have inside is, Yetfir and Shiva, can you go for the trap and the mortar towards south and aim for me to shoot at me, please? Can you go for the trap and shoot with the trap and the mortar from the south towards me, please? That would be really, really cool from you. So, what you have for options now? If this wall breaks and there is catapults, these catapults can hit the inner. So basically, the catapults are hitting here. This wall will be opened. So if they build an extra catapult here or something, you can build a ballista on the bottom. The ballista can be shot away by short catapult shots, so it is a short thing, but you can deny, for example, them from building it. But you have a mortar and you have normally a trap on the supply depot. See, the mortar is not aiming correctly at the moment on the wall, but the mortar can shoot here to deny them from building, and the trap, when it's aiming a bit further, can hit here on the wall and is stopping the enemies from cutting when there is no shield gens. It is just helping to deny and delay. Also, the mortar has a fire shot that is burning on the catapults, and that is very annoying for enemies because the burning on catapults has to be cleansed at the end, otherwise the catapults will die. Can be very, very strong. So, okay. That is something you can do, it's not something you have to do. I don't think we need to talk about the cannons and the oil from inner, because you guys know, hopefully, that you can use that like on outer. Also, the ACs, you see the AC placement here again, it's very far in the back. Well, maybe if they come from here, it's a bit closer and people can still destroy it, but it takes a while. Also in the roof in the back here, if you build ACs here, for example, we didn't have the supply to, but normally I would too. If you build like ACs here, they can hit also, and they are very hard to hit. Behind inner gates, you can build catapults and traps, like outside, to just knock them back by throwing cows, getting supply off, all that kind of stuff. Same for the middle gate, you can build a catapult or a trap, and same for the north gate, building a catapult or a trap. And all these ACs, like this AC is easier to hit, for example, like this AC, but this AC is pretty hard to hit. And then you can build ACs here on the roof again, for example, it's very hard to hit, and you have a trap or a catapult here again. And ACs, like you see here, this AC is pretty easier hittable because it's a bit too far to the left. It should be a bit more on the right, like 1 centimeter maybe, and then it would be better. Also, you can add supply traps on all the gates or on the wall that people are getting supply trapped, or you can disable the enemies, and then when you're disabling them, you buy time for the commander to come and buy time for people to destroy the siege. Furthermore, normally you're building one trap here on this roof, that when they are building traps here on this cliff, or they are building siege on top of here, you can use the mortar and the trap to clear that. If they're having shield gens, you guys need to go for that and maybe disable the gens or attack the gens or build ballistas or something, or listen to the commander what he's doing. But at the end you would delay them, and that is something that can be used a lot to just attack everything from your side. You can buy at least, let's say, 10 minutes. If you're good, you can buy 10 minutes. If you're really good, you can buy like complete time. 50 people cannot cap a tower if you're good to defend it with like 10 people. Really, I'm really about it. I'm really sure about it. If you deny them from building up their stuff, you disable them, you attack them all the time, you use your siege mage placement is correct, then you are always denying them, and you will help your commander or your squad or your cloud on that border to defend your building and to not die to them. So always throw siege from the bottom to the top, please. Use the supply depots and the inner roofs for building siege. Always think about what could the enemies build, where can I put supply traps, where should I shoot cows to deny them from pushing. Use the cannons at the moment you can. Use ballistas or the oil until it is too late, for example. And always go, for example, when I see I'm now, let's say I'm now on a necro or something, and I see they are here and they bombed already and all their marks are triggered. I go there and just put some damage down on them here, just to annoy them. Put some damage, go away, and they waste some damage on us. Sometimes they are not focused on something else, and you can be annoying all the time. It's very efficient if you're just being annoying all the time for people, because there is always some people slacking, some people sleeping, some people dying by something, and some people are being retarded, and you can kill them. Furthermore, one more thing you can do as a defender is, as Guardian for example, or Mesmer, you can pull through gates. People that are standing too close on the gate will get pulled and damaged and can die on it. So you should care about it, because the Mesmer can pull around this area also. If you're standing here, you will get pulled into the gate and you will die. So care about that you're standing far enough, or you're stabbing yourself, for example, with stand your ground, and then you're damaging them, or you're also damaging through the gate to destroy the rams outside if they are placed too close. But can be really rough, since the ram has a buff that is called Ironite, and 50% less damage can be a lot. Okay. From the attacker side, if people really want to take this tower this here, for example, you need to build shield gens, or you need to stack really tight, or you need to 1-1-1 a gate, where you can then, people can reflect the gate, people can go into clouding you, people can just hunt you down and all that kind of stuff. So what you need to do is you disable them, you try to annoy them, you use the siege, you place the siege correctly, you try to attack whatever you can on the time, and you try to use the siege like this way you need, to just have traps or catapults behind, to throw siege where enemies cannot hit it, but you can hit them, to just delay and help the commander as good as you can and help your server as good as you can. That was now a little guide about how to defend a keep. I will also, if you guys give me some good feedback or something, you can give me some feedback on my YouTube channel, you can also give it on my Twitch, about how to siege something, about how to defend something. I will also go for a video where I will attack something next, where I build siege for attacking something, but I need a squad for that, so I will make it when I have a squad for it to attack something. And I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope it helped you guys a bit, and hit me up on my Discord if you have any ideas for videos or wanna support me, or come to my stream and just hang out with us. Thank you for watching, guys, and enjoy the next guide. See you guys there. Goodbye bye.